I will do it. All right, we're getting everybody in. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope you've all had a fantastic week. I am super excited that we have a really great group of hosts with me today. I'll kick us off, but I'll wait for that. I'm going to play a little trivia while we get everybody in because it always takes a few minutes to get everybody in. And since we have a marketing theme today, these are all marketing related trivia. So we'll have some fun with that. So the first trivia question is, what is the number 2 search engine in the world? What do we think?
Number 2.
Yes. Number 2. Yahoo.
Yeah, Bing was a Firefox.
I thought it was like
maybe?
Alibaba or something.
Oh.
You go DuckDuckGo.
Yeah. Chris, what do you think?
Well, I kind of threw out Yahoo, but that's kind of crazy. I'm seeing a lot of answers coming in. I think it's Bing.
You think it's Bing, Kate?
I kind of think.
Oh, I think the funnier answer is DuckDuckGo. I guess we're just having like conspiracy type theory people are out there.
Very good. Well, it's just fun to say DuckDuckGo.
It is fun to say DuckDuckGo. Ericka, what do you think?
I was thinking like one from Asia, like Alibaba or something of that nature.
Oh, okay. The one that okay, so to be fair, I don't have an exorbitant data set to back this up, but what I Googled, Google was number 1, but number 2 was actually YouTube. And
Almost said that.
yeah,
That's crazy.
That a search engine, but so many people leverage that.
I wouldn't consider it a search engine.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if you Googled that, Chris, that answer.
Oh, YouTube is owned by Google. Thank you, Sean. That is helpful. Maybe that there's a little.
Google told you that YouTube is number 2.
Yep. So that could be a skewed answer. All right. So the next one is, which digital marketing platform doesn't monkey around and has helped millions of people create and send mass automated emails and newsletters?
Well, that would have to be MailChimp.
Uh-huh.
Was my guess.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Kate, do you agree?
I'm finding it. That matter.
No, it's still kind of wonky. All right, MailChimp. Actually, everybody got it. So great job. And then the last trivia question that I'll have for everybody today is, what day is it? Today is known for something. Does everybody know what it's known for?
Your shirt gives it away.
Yep.
It is. Yeah, it's Pink Day. Yeah, so I'm wearing, oh, Kelly, it's not whiskey time yet, my friend. It's 2 p.m. Central, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Come on.
Yeah, I guess it is Friday. So, and it is the rundown day. Okay, I get it. Thank you guys. No, it is actually Pink Day too. It's called Wear It Pink Day, and this is a homage to breast cancer awareness. So, a way for us to recognize how many people have been affected by breast cancer and all of the research that's being done to try to solve for that. So.
Wonderful.
Right.
Well, thank you for wearing it today.
Yeah, I had to represent. Actually, this was an idea of one of our teammates, Ashlyn, brought it to our attention, and so we're most of our team today is wearing pink. So,
oh, that's good. Yeah,
excited to share in it. Thank you, Ashlyn, for the awesome idea. All right, I'm going to go ahead and kick us off. In case we have not met before, my name is Melissa Langdale, and I'm the president and COO of the Mortgage Collaborative. We're super excited to have you guys with us today. And I am super excited to be joined by 3 incredible professionals. Chris Harrington, who is the CEO of and co-founder of Usherpa, who is our sponsor today. Thank you, Chris. and Kate deKay, who is the CEO of Eustace Mortgage. Thanks for joining us, Kate.
Of course.
And Ericka Smith, who is the VP of Sales Optimization for Waterstone. Did I get that right, Ericka?
Yes, ma'am. Waterstone. Mhm.
All right. I am super excited to have you guys with us. And as everybody knows, we have changed up a few things with what we have called the rundown in the past. And so I wanted to let everybody know a little bit, in case it's been a few weeks since you've joined us, a little bit about the change in the format of that. The idea is to have different perspectives join us each week, and we're going to actually solve real questions or real challenges that lenders have every single week, and we're going to have a lot of fun doing it. I put everybody's questions. So we actually take questions from our Ask TMC platform, which is an internal network tool. If you are outside of the network, you can still email me your questions. I would love to hear them. And we'll add them in my super giant fishbowl, and we're actually going to pull them out and try to solve them together. So that is the idea each week. And because we are so focused on fixing things that lenders have come up as questions or challenges, we have actually renamed the show The Fix. So we're really excited about this new format, have gotten a lot of great feedback on it thus far, and we're excited that y'all are all here to join us and share in our fun this afternoon. So, okay, are you guys ready? Kate,
Ready.
Ericka, you ready to solve some problems?
Absolutely.
Yep, we're ready.
All right, let's do
That's
it.
a nice looking fishbowl too.
It is huge. And
Yeah, it is big.
I said this in a prior show, but yes, the fishbowl is bigger than my head. No, my head does not fit in the fishbowl. Somebody actually asked me that question, but no, it does not. I did try, but it does not fit.
Did
All
you
right.
try on air, live?
I did not try on air live. I'm
Well,
not
that's good.
sure, unless Kelly brings me whiskey, we'll keep that one.
You might have needed to start the whiskey a couple of hours ago to do that one live, I think.
All right, here we go.
Drum roll.
Ooh, as you are recruiting and then onboarding new LOs, how do you ensure that they're set up quickly to minimize the stress of moving companies and to maximize their outreach to their network? All right, who wants to go first? Ericka, do you want to take it?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not directly involved in the recruiting process, but when we do actually get somebody coming on board, we have a very detailed process that kind of takes a lot of different departments. That is, number one, we have to understand what their goals are when they're coming on board right away. Some of them want to market right away, some of them don't. I think most of the time they want to get up to speed and be able to get a loan in their pipeline right away. So the folks have multiple trainings and kind of reach outs. In our world, like marketing kind of and sales optimization, I'm trying to get their database. I'm trying to make sure that I have that stuff ready. I got it cleaned up. I'm going to get it into, we use Usherpa, Chris's company, get it into that system so we can really quickly communicate that they've made a change of mortgage company and the reason why and how the move may potentially benefit customers and realtor partners. We also want to rebrand social media right away. That's the thing that people are using to communicate with their networks. So as soon as we can, we're getting it, just updating it with the company name. We're not doing anything crazy, but just making sure they can get out there and stay in touch with their networks. The other thing that we all have templates set up for this stuff, but what I do is usually I meet with each of these folks or one of my team members meet with them and we customize that, we start with templates with a lot of things, but I've always found those personal touches of why I'm making a transition in my life. And I don't know, it resonates better. So that's probably the main things that we do. But again, a process, a system, a follow it, check the box, and then call, be in touch, pick up the phone. I think that's with the challenges folks are having with making a move. They don't want to be just a number. Make sure they're not a number. Man, you convinced them to join your organization. Now make them want to stay. Like give them that white glove service so that because they're going to be stressed. I feel like every single person I talk to, it's the feels like drinking from a fire hose kind of analogy comes up, and anything you can do to minimize that. But again, you got to know what's important to them. If they don't want to do the marketing right away, stop talking to them about it. They're going to have a heart attack. I think it's like first things first, right? So
I echo a lot of what Ericka said, and we focus a little bit, of course, on the licensing piece. And when the licensing pulls through, are they then ready to send out all the announcements and do all of the things that brand them, now with us? We're very similar in that we will take in someone else's database as long as it's, non-personal borrower data. I know there's some platforms out there that offer the service to actually pull some loan officers' databases for you via all the public information if that particular recruit was not able to bring over their database. So that is a helpful product as well.
Yeah, then from like on a CRM side, obviously our team is set. We're ready to get these databases uploaded, and we do a lot of the scrubbing and cleaning. Again, we know people have leaner teams, so we try to take that on that we can. And Eric, I think you mentioned a really good point. Sometimes they just want to get their feet on the ground. They don't want to have a bunch of stuff go out. They want to have an announcement go out. So I know with our system, we have a way where they can get in and get used to the system without anything going out. We kind of have a flag that can be turned on or off, because we definitely hear that a lot. It's like, I want to be comfortable with what's being communicated to my database. I want to know what I'm doing. But other ones are like, I just want to get in there and I just want to get going.
I love it. Flexibility, communication, great service. I love it. All right. You guys ready for another one?
Yep.
All right, let's do it. Oh, recruiting has been hard these past few years. Are there strategies you're leveraging to find the right producers that fit your culture and can still drive great revenue?
Good question.
Yeah.
Very good. So we don't have any recruiters within our company and have been really successful with organic growth. I have a little bit of a different opinion. I feel like maybe recruiting hasn't been very successful, but I feel like we are seeing a lot of turnover and changes, with folks kind of just unhappy with the status quo of business right now. So, again, we've had success really just word of mouth from internal employees. And I find that's the best way to really ensure a good culture fit. You don't have to do much work if somebody's referred that, a friend that's in the industry in, oftentimes, it's a culture fit pretty immediately. But we do use a tool called Culture Index. We find it very helpful in building the person's team. So lots of times people are, unhappy with their environment because they don't have the right team around them. They may not have the right support around them. So we definitely use the Culture Index to build that, as well as determine, okay, is this person a true fit for a salesperson that we would consider within our organization? Are they able to go out and continuously produce business from an outsized sales perspective? So we really want to ensure that that person also can be successful within our organization based off of what their expectations are, to produce within the company. And then of course, we're all using tools like MMI or various other products that will help see if that recruit is, do they have loyal referral partners? Do they have that book of business that's going to stick with them kind of regardless of what they do? What does their mix of business look like? All the things to just, again, ensure that they're going to be successful within our company, that we're providing what we need for support, and that they're also going to come on and be successful themselves.
Like Ericka?
I would just add on just a tad, just making sure that you have the right products. I mean, anybody can join your organization, but you don't have products in the market they're serving that are going to help their communities. And that's your uphill battle kind of right away. Obviously, the realtor network, I think, is essential. The way that our business operates is the majority of our loan officers are purchase focused. So like if you've got somebody who's got a 90% refi book of business, that is probably not a good fit. It's just not going to work with your business model. And so that's, I mean, but I'd say the same thing as Kate for sure.
Chris, anything to add?
I would just say that when you're putting together your marketing message, I know it's one of the things you're going in so many different directions, the marketing teams trying to create content, but this is an area where you really need to spend some time and think about what is our culture, what is our company's unique selling proposition, what are the things that we do that are unique. So make sure that the whatever marketing system that you're using, that you've taken the time to fine tune that message. And a couple of ideas that I heard at the TMC conference that I hadn't really thought about was maybe you kind of have a couple of different tiers aggressive marketing message based on the type of producer.
Mhm.
So again, if it's maybe like a newer or, mid-tier loan officer, maybe you want to think, some of your messaging is what you do with coaching, sales management, some of those other tools that you have. Or like for you, Kate, the fact that, I mean, you pretty much have kind of like an open door policy and are really in tune with your loan officers. Or if it's the higher producers, maybe you're talking about your production trips or some things like that. So I thought that was a really great idea, is really what's your culture, what's your message, what's unique about you, and then maybe look at having at least a couple different messages that fine tune in your campaign.
That's
And then,
fantastic.
you know me, call, build the relationships. That is the most important thing.
It's all about relationships for sure. Hey, we've got a couple of follow-up questions. Thank you, Paul. Kate, what is your interview process?
So I assume we're still talking salespeople.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're traditionally really just talking about what they're looking for in a company. So again, what are kind of the top 3 items that they feel like are important as a company? If somebody names, commission, the best pricing, and service as their top 3 items, well, maybe we're not going to pay the most. We're not going to have the best interest rates. We're going to have the best service. You can't have all 3. So we kind of just really get into, is that person a fit? Not necessarily an interview process in that we can kind of, I know this sounds terrible, but we can really see and kind of create the true picture of what the salesperson is doing from a unit perspective. Again, from a referral partner, are they getting business, purchase business, which is our primary focus as well. What's their mix of business look like from a government to conventional bond loans, et cetera. So I feel like a lot of that piece has been eliminated in the process, and it's more just, are we the right company for them? Are they the right person for us?
That's great. And then one more for Ericka. What's the minimum purchase production a month that your company will allow for a new hire MLO?
I wouldn't say there's necessarily a minimum, but I think you can understand that when somebody's refi focused, it's really market. Like everything is moving based on what's happening in the market. We're looking to build a sustainable business, one that has a good mix of purchase and refinance, so you can weather any storm, whether rates are really low, really high, whatever. So just balance is what I'd say.
I like it. Ooh, lots of good questions. All right, here we go. See. How are you monitoring and navigating EPO and renegotiation risk right now with your customers and your LOs?
Oh, I just live and breathe this, I feel like, so I can take a stab at it first if that's cool.
Hey, yeah, go for
I
it.
mean, the simple answer is you need to talk to your borrowers. If you're talking to them right now and you're working on a loan, you need to know what their end goal is. Always. If and they're closing today and it's 7%, you need to know that when it gets to 6, they're going to want to refinance. And you need to stay in front of them. You need to focus on it, that it needs to be less transactional in our business and more as a customer for life mentality. You're there as their like wealth advisor, as most people are using their home as like their primary source of wealth. So be there and do that. Have the conversation well before you close. I call it our target rate. So I tell my loan officers, identify the target rate. Like, Chris, hey, what are you gonna do? Okay, you want it at 5.5, you want to go, or I want to save 50 bips, whatever it is. Put that in your CRM system, and in Usherpa, we made a custom field. We indicate target rate, and then we can automate campaigns. So then we can, hey, if rates hit here based on this, there's a lot you can do that it's just like boom, boom, boom. But it all starts with that first simple step of just understanding what or your customer's end goal is. Um, so we've got follow-up processes that we do for that. We use a monitoring system to learn when our borrowers are applying for credit with a competitor. We all know that there's a lot of hot button topics around this trigger lead stuff, and
Yep.
it's
Yep.
killing people. But
Yeah.
we do it as a service to our borrowers to like, oh, okay, say, hey, I can't even tell you how many times I hear this from our loan officers. Customers sometimes don't even know we do refinances because we may have helped them with their purchase transaction.
Mm.
It's just so things you just don't think, but you have a couple of those tools in place and processes and you do the follow-up. It's back to the basics. Do all the things. Step 1, step 2, step 3, and keep at it. And you're going to retain more customers. It's just natural that way.
Yeah, I think the credit pull piece is interesting because, we're seeing particularly a lot of the servicers, they're not pulling credit until like the day before closing. They're just using a soft pull so that, we don't have the issue where there's
Mm.
10,000 other people calling. And I see it a little bit different with the EPO risk. We've kind of eliminated EPO risk with government loans because of the seasoning requirements. So we really don't have a lot of risk there. I also don't, we have not seen, nor do I see kind of a rapidly decreasing rate environment, and that I don't know that we're really going to see such a significant drop that we're going to have like EPO risk. It's going to be more of a gradual speed for the most part. So I don't see a ton of EPO risk, but I think to Ericka's point, it's really about communicating post-closing. Obviously doing a good job initially. You want the customer for life. The customer for life is really the goal, but we have just internally started working on some education that we certainly plan on getting with Chris about creating campaigns along from a post-closing perspective, and really just talking more to the consumer about educating them to understand if someone reaches out to you and asks you to refi in 2 months, what is a true benefit to you? So it's almost kind of like the target rate, but helping them see like, what does that target rate mean? And don't fall for all of the kind of BS that happens in between with folks trying to get their business that may not be on the up and up.
Yeah. Chris, anything else you're seeing?
No, I mean, I'm working with Ericka and Kate on both of those things. And I think, Ericka, you put a custom field in Encompass, didn't you, as well? That's kind of mapping over
Yeah.
on the EPO date. I think where they're kind of training their loan officers when they're having these conversations to go in and I think kind of look at some of that data. And then the other thing that we're doing, I mean, obviously, as we possibly are shifting to some refinance messaging, building in seasoning requirements right in there already. So we're not actually reaching out to clients that and again, that did close in the last 5-6 months with very active refinance messaging. But again, we're staying in touch with them. Goes back to that R word, relationships, staying in touch with them with that relationship-based marketing. So if their situations change, they're going to feel very comfortable to call back to the loan officer. And then having those meaningful conversations like Kate's talking about. Okay, yes, you're hearing all this chatter in the news about refinancing, but let's really talk about what are your plans and goals. Do we have debt that we need to pay off? Or, what, this is what I'm anticipating in the market. I think you just hold still for a little bit and knowing, hey, I'm your trusted advisor. I'm your loan officer. I'm going to be monitoring this for you. And I promise you're not going to miss your window of opportunity.
All great. Great feedback. All right, I'm going back. Let's take a big one. We've not had a big one. Are you monitoring how your LOs are reaching out to customers ahead of when opportunities might be available? How do you ensure you're maximizing every refinance opportunity right now?
Kind of relates to the previous question a bit too, doesn't it? Yeah. Kind of just to expand
Great
on that.
ones.
I mean,
Yeah.
refis are always going to be a thing. So it's just that constant communication and making sure that you're available and they know you're the person to go to, whether it's purchase, refinance, whatever it is. Using the systems and the processes that we built in Usherpa, there's automation going in. We've got campaigns built for pretty much every particular customer type. We always call, was it like divorce, death, like, all of those things. There's going to be reasons that they're going to need your business. You got to just keep reminding them that you're the person that can help them with that.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to say too, and then again, Kate mentioned that the servicers, I think you've got to start having those conversations sooner in the process, even if maybe the rate market isn't quite where you want it to be. The servicers don't care. I mean, they're just out there. They're hammering. So you want to make sure to be having those conversations. And then some of the things we're doing is some real niche database marketing with our enterprise clients, finding where maybe, the blanket rate's not great for everyone right now, but maybe the VA IRRRLs are prime. And we just did something like that with Kate. And actually, I looked at your results the other day, Kate. You guys had a 10% closing from the small group that we sent. I looked at that the other day. I've been meaning to reach out to you. So again, that would be some things that you can do. Again, I think what Ericka said, having those conversations, but there are some niches that maybe now is the actual perfect time.
Love it. All right. One
And
more.
it comes back to data on that one all the time, is knowing your database. Do you have information on what products they're in? Are they in a position to drop MI? What was their DTI when they closed? Like, sorts of things. So yeah, you got to know your people.
All right, this is a good one. That's not off the same topic. Some of these great minds think alike. Is anyone seeing any tools that you're excited about that can help a customer find a property along with their pre-approval?
So I can quickly answer. I am not going to shout out any particular tools. We've seen some, and I think both Eric and I have said our traditional source of business is really that realtor referral partner. And I found that most of what I've seen that kind of takes that direction is somewhat of a competition with our real estate agents, which we certainly do not want to appear that to be the case. So we've definitely steered clear of platforms like that.
I was absolutely going to say the same thing. We work so hard to develop relationships with our partners. They're the people that need to be helping with that part of the process. We are going to set them up with a pre-approval, platinum pre-approval, make sure they got the financing. Well, we'll stay in our lane, I think, on that one.
Right.
Yeah. Well, then I think that comes back to by staying so, because realtors don't have a great way of staying in touch with their people that they've used before. I think they really struggle with database marketing. Even according to the National Association of Realtors, most of their business comes from someone that that used them before or was referred. But then mortgage has really kind of been ahead of the curve with having loan officers staying in touch with these past customers. So then a lot of times the customer remembers the loan officer and they might not remember their realtor. So they reach out to the loan officer, and then isn't that the holy grail? Oh, Mr. Realtor, by the way, the Smiths just reached out to me today about getting pre-qual, and can you please help them find their move-up home because they're having a new baby?
Yeah.
Those type of things. So it is kind of really interesting. I think the difference of database and CRM marketing, mortgage versus the real estate.
I love it. All right, here we go. See if I can find a fun one. Oh, this one is a fun one. Aha. What's your favorite Halloween movie?
Oh, you had that on LinkedIn yesterday.
I feel like this is easy. It's a no-brainer. Hocus Pocus.
I was going to say Hocus Pocus. Can't say anything else. It's got to be.
Hocus Pocus. But yeah, I think that one's it. That's what I even put on your reply. Like, I'm on the Hocus Pocus fan.
Yeah. All right. Everybody is Hocus Pocus. I like Hocus Pocus. I like the new one too that they did.
Yeah.
But I have like categories of Halloween movies that are my favorite, like the gore. Saw is.
I was about to say, right? Some of the
Yeah.
ones, I think my
Right.
kids are too little for those.
Yeah, no, you cannot. Those are not kiddo-friendly movies. Hocus
No.
Pocus.
And also, I feel like we have enough stress and like things happening that I don't need to go home and watch a scary movie that
That's
that
true.
just stresses
I'm
me
getting
out
anxiety
more.
just hearing the word Saw. Like those sort of movies,
No.
they're not my thing. No.
I'm such a weirdo. So Richard actually put in Great Pumpkin by Charlie Brown. That is also a really great
Yeah.
family
That one
friendly.
is cute.
And Tammy's gonna go hardcore with Evil Dead 2.
Die Hard. No,
Max, Die Hard is not.
Christmas.
That's a Christmas
That's a
movie.
It's a Christmas movie. Yeah, it's my favorite Christmas movie. by
Die
the way.
Hard does not count. Nightmare Before Christmas also does not count. I don't know that that one is a Halloween movie either. I could totally be wrong.
Crossover, yeah.
And back to the Charlie Brown thing, I was just peeking on Instagram yesterday, and someone had a clip of when Charlie Brown first adopted Snoopy. Oh my gosh, if you haven't seen that, it's like bringing the tears. Charlie Brown adopting Snoopy. It was so cute.
So
I was like, I don't think I'd ever seen that.
We have time for one more question. I'll get a big one for us. A little scary. Okay, here we go. Oh, this is a really big one. We have a top producer that wants to join our team, but has a list of requirements, so we're not able to meet right now. What is everyone hearing is most important for your top recruits? And would you consider launching new technology or adjusting your price or process for the right producer?
I can try to quickly answer so other folks have some time. I mean, I think the top priority for recruits is completely different based off of what they're having struggles with or hurdles with within their current company. I mentioned some of the items that we ask up front, being what kind of is the culture fit or what are you looking for in a company? And that certainly helps determine if what their top priorities are fit your company. But to go to, do you change something within your process or add something that may work for this person to join you? our company is always challenging our workflow, our processes, our technology. And I guess just because we think we're doing it one way doesn't mean it's the correct way. So I certainly would be willing to make changes if it's in the best interest of the company. I think you set yourself up for failure if you're changing things or adjusting things drastically just for the interest of one person.
I mean, frankly, I just say ditto. I mean, like, it's got to find the balance. And yes, if there's a solution out there that could solve a problem that we're having, yeah, maybe it might be introduced into our stack, but it's not. That's not our go-to. That's not our approach. We're confident in our partners and how we've built our business, and it has to be strategic to make decisions like that, not just on a one-off type of situation.
Chris, are you hearing the same thing? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, to me, like the foundation, as I've recruited over the years, has always been like, is it a good culture fit, right?
Uh-huh.
And
Mm.
the core foundation of who we are and what we offer has to also fit the core foundation of what somebody's looking for and what's important to their business. And if those two things match, then I think you can navigate the small things. That might be tweaks in a process or an extra product offering or, things like that down the road.
And I
But
think,
you
yeah,
gotta
and Melissa, at that point, I think in today's world, there's technology that fits for a certain team. So if it's just super technology specific, there's technology that you can plug and play for a certain team that doesn't necessarily need to go for a full company rollout and works within your existing systems to be able to plug it in.
Yeah.
So I definitely think there's the ability to have unique technology for a team or for an individual that may not make sense for everybody else.
You mean like we might not provide integrations for things for automation just because that's a resource that we're just not going to do at this point because it's not
Yes.
part of our plan. But
Yeah.
hey, and again, you're always looking and seeing what's happening.
Well, what's nice is there are some, some technology platforms that can be integrated that don't necessarily have to be enterprise. I'm thinking video. You've got some loan officers that are just so strong on video and are making, really a big difference. You have other loan officers like you couldn't, hold a gun to my head and make me do a video. And so those are kind of nice things where I think companies can bring in and allow them for loan officers that they want. And then the other area that I'm kind of seeing a lot, and I know Ericka will completely agree with me on this, is the loan-in process. They really are all, I mean, it's kind of small and it's niche, but they all have a little bit of a system, different systems and processes. So, I mean, I think that's something I know we've worked with Ericka and her team, or it's not necessarily bringing in a different tech stack, but it's taking the existing tech stack and making sure this extremely important communication during the process of the loan to the borrowers and the realtors can be tweaked and customized to meet their unique needs. So that's something that I'm seeing kind of a lot, as well as like those little things like plug and play, like a video or other types of things.
I love it. All right, we are all up at time, guys. Kate, Chris, Ericka, thank you so much for sharing your expertise with us. I think we had some great discussion points today. Thanks everybody for joining us this week, and we'll see you right back here next week. Have a happy Friday, everybody.
Thanks,
Bye,
everyone.
everybody.
Bye-bye.